Happy Monday, November 20th, 2023. We got a great show today, sponsored by Echelon Premium Cigars, our official cigars of TT's Clubhouse. Tonight's show, we have the one and only Graham Pauley. Please welcome Graham Pauley to the show.
TT.
My bro.
How's it going?
Happy to see you and your mustache.
Yeah, I still got the stash from the playoffs from the fall league, so it'll probably be coming off soon. But for now,
why I keep it? It's great.
I don't know. It gets hit or miss reviews. My mom hates it, so I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how long it can last.
Do you grow up pretty easy?
This is like 2.5 weeks, so yeah, pretty easy. Yeah.
No shave November. That's the thing.
Well, I shaved all of this, but the stash is still there. So.
Okay. Well, we got you on the show. Thank you for taking the time. You've been you kind of been hot lately. I've been Googling you, searching you up, and seeing you on some different platforms. You had a great year. Take us back to last season as far as some of your successes and some of the things that you you highlighted most.
Yeah. Well, thank you first and foremost. It was a lot of fun this whole year. I was all over the country pretty much, so that was cool. So starting, I guess we'll go back to spring training. I just was trying to find myself. My first full season, and never really know what to expect. But going to spring training, I was just trying to feel good and let that carry into like when I went to low A to start the year. So I started pretty good in spring training, and then once I got to low A, I really thought I was starting to find my swing, find my defensive abilities. So I started playing like everywhere in the field. I think that was huge for me. And then as I progressed levels, from low A to high A, I felt like I got more locked in. I developed more power, like better contact rates, everything, and there's a lot of that to carry me to double A as well. And then that's where I finished up before going back to the fall league back in Arizona. But just overall, really good year.
Bro, you balled out. You balled out.
Thanks. You balled
out. It also kind of takes me back to the year prior when we first got you, when you got drafted out of the 2022 draft class.
Yeah, 22.
And that season was very special for the Storm. Shout out 2022 championship team. You were part of that. Hey, shout out champions.
Yeah.
I remember that year, especially because we didn't get you for that championship round. We lost you. You want to talk to us about that time when you had to go back?
Yeah. So let you guys know I went to Duke University. So that was always a big part of like why I chose Duke, was to get that education, because I love having like both the athletics but also the academic side, and that was the main reason I went to Duke. And so last year when I got drafted, I went to low A. I went to Lake Elsinore towards like the end of the year. Like they were already in the playoffs, and I played my final 20, 25 games, and I played really well. But I was also trying to finish my degree, and that was a tough decision because I wanted to play in the playoffs, but at the same time I had to go back to school and go back in person. But I was able to graduate this last fall in the winter, and then I don't know, I was upset that I couldn't come play in the playoffs. I wanted to.
Well, shout out to you graduating. What'd you end up getting a degree in?
I was economics and finance, so it was tough, but I got through it and made it out.
Right on. Well, we value education here. That's something that I try to incorporate in all sports related things that we do, is to make entertainment, which we do in sports, essential through education.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like academics was always a big part of my family growing up, and like they wanted me to go to a good academic school and not only have baseball. You want the best of both worlds, and I think like Duke was huge for me on that. So
Shout out Duke Blue Devils. Growing up, that was my favorite school in the world. Shout out.
Yeah. Yeah, you still got that shirt.
Always, bro. I've been wearing that shirt actually a lot lately.
Really?
Trying to fill that thing out.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice little slim fit. Looks good.
Do you get a chance to go back to the boys and Duke and like go visit them on campus and work out with the guys?
Yeah, so I think this offseason, I pretty much just got into the offseason, but I think probably after Thanksgiving, before Christmas, sometime in that period, and go train there. And then also, I know a lot of guys will be there come like January time, leading into spring training. A lot of the pro guys, and they love going back and training there because they're so welcoming, and we have everything we need there. So it's been nice.
Tight. Well, let's get back into like this past season that you just had. Obviously, on the field, tons of success. Congratulations again for your health and for the ability to be on the field. Um, from what I got a chance to be around you in the locker room, you've been a fun asset in the locker with good vibes, positive energy.
Always.
Always, right? What's some of those things that you remember most from this past season in the locker room aspect that many people don't realize is a big part of our lives?
Yeah, I mean the locker room's huge. Like, because like regardless of how the day goes, like in the game, like you kind of always had that locker room to like fall back on and like find a peace of mind because you got your boys in there. They're not too worried about like if you like mess up the game or anything. It's kind of just like you want to be a human again because sometimes being at the baseball field all day can make you go crazy, but like the locker room brings like homey vibes and you can hang out with all your guys. So I mean, sometimes chilling in the locker room is my favorite part of the day.
Yeah, it does feel that way. I mean, I know when I get to work, it doesn't feel like work in a sense because we're all kind of like excited to see each other, and and that's not common in the world today.
Yeah, it's the same. Like it's the same thing to me as like inviting your boys to come over to your house in like high school because you just kind of get your boys over there. You might play video games, grab a bite to eat. Like it's all the same. So it's cool.
Do you somewhat like have like a certain locker room that you like the most this season, being at 4 different locker rooms?
Oh, that's so tough because there's so many. Um, like my guys like Hoffy and Kai and like Marcy and Nate and like a bunch of those guys are all great. Um, Never got a chance to be in the locker room with all of them at the same time. But like throughout at different levels, they all bring something different. Hoffy's a class clown.
Speaking of Hoppy, he was on the show earlier this year, and we got a chance to share some laughs, and we talked about some things that we wanted to do with our platform in a sense, and with what I do in the locker room in the community with my work, something that I hold myself accountable with is using sports to bring people together, aka Serve First.
Yeah.
What's some of the things that you remember regarding Serve First and the small time we had together talking about it?
Yeah, I mean, like my I was only there for a little bit, and it's growing great. Like I love seeing it because it really is about putting others before yourself. And like Terrence has always been, just a class act with that. And so like it couldn't be a more perfect person for this. Just helping guys out and doing what they need, what's best for them. Like that's what it's all about. And Terrence is the guy for that.
Let me tell you this. I learned from you guys. You guys I'm in a product of your environment. So I work in your guys' field. I don't play baseball, but I work in baseball. And I've dedicated myself to kind of showcase what you guys allow me to do in a sense. So I thank you for giving me that love, but it's really because you guys kind of show me what it's like to serve in your other ways. So thank you guys.
No, I still think it's you, but thanks.
Off season, we talked a little bit about you going back to start it back up once the break ends and whatnot, going hitting home. What are some other like routines you get into that are non-baseball related as far as making time for friends, family, just things on your bucket list that you want to do before you go back?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing to me was just to see my family. After a long year, that's kind of the big thing that you want to go do. But like other than that, like some of my hobbies, I like to golf. It's hard for me to golf in the season. Don't really have the time, and also I'm pretty exhausted. So like to me, golfing's a relaxing way to like spend your off season. I like to fish. I'm from Georgia, so there's a lot of good ponds here. We normally go bass fishing. Um, but yeah, other than that, like I'm not too into video games or anything, but I do like watching like sport. Like I love watching footballs on Saturdays and Sundays, and just hanging out with some of my friends from home.
Speaking of football, we got Monday Night Football. Who do you got tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I have the Chiefs, and I like the Eagles, but I think the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, beat the Eagles. I think it's gonna be another night like that. So
Yeah, they're going at it pretty back and forth right now. I think something's wrong with Jalen, bro. Like he looks like he's off, right?
yeah, I was watching a little bit of the before getting on here, and he did not have a good first half. So
Yeah, it's a fun game to watch, though. I'm rooting for a good game, and hopefully we get a chance to see them in the Super Bowl again. It'd be kind of fun rematch.
yeah, that'd be cool.
She said golf and fishing. Okay, so I'm writing down my notes because again, you know what I'm about in the community. I'm gonna start writing these things down to hold ourselves accountable for like what we can do, like continuously, like to use our platform.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about hosting a Top Golf charity event this off season in Peoria.
Yeah.
You down?
I'd definitely be down. Like that sounds sweet. I think that it accomplishes a lot. So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, Top Golf would be fun, like easy way to get out there, compete with some people that believe in the same thing, like-minded things.
Yeah.
Attach a charity to it, get down, pay it forward while we play it forward type of deal.
I like that.
What about pickleball?
I've never really like gotten that into pickleball. I know that's definitely one of the hottest sports like up and coming right now. It's just like a mini tennis. But like yeah, no, I think I've played it a couple times and it's cool, but I haven't been playing it that much. I need to start playing it though.
Well, I don't know if you saw in my stories on my social media, whatnot, but we just got done hosting a Veterans Day charity pickleball event this past Veterans Day.
Ah, that's pretty sweet. How'd that go?
I thought it was awesome. We had some of your boys out there. Hoffy was out there. Tom Cosbro, Freddie. Like we had some Padre players out there.
Nice.
But more importantly, we had some veterans and their families. Have you heard of Gold Star families?
No, I'm not familiar.
So like we had some Gold Star families out there. Basically, they're families of military people that have like passed away while serving.
Oh wow.
We had some family members come out to like that really like pickleball, and it was cool to get them out there and like they were speaking on the mic saying like, I'm out here dedicating this game to my son, so and so who passed away.
Awesome.
And yeah, it was really fun to see them compete, sweat, come together and get the guys out there to compete with them because these pickleball players don't mess around, man.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it gets pretty competitive. I know the Padres have a court.
What?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So that would be something that I would challenge you to work on, right? Because it's something that we're going to be doing a lot of in the off season.
Yeah, I'll work on my game.
I think you're going to be fine. You're a natural athlete. You'll be fine at
it. I hope so.
So another thing that I'm trying to work on as far as like this podcast and like raising awareness for our up and coming players through the system and and where they're at today is some of the behind the scenes aspects of what it's like to play minor league baseball. We often wait till the guys get to the big leagues to kind of discover who you guys are and whatnot. But while you guys are on this journey, I feel like there's a lot of more opportunities to showcase these underserved communities, such as like Lake Elsinore and Fort Wayne and San Antonio. Take us through like maybe an off day at one of those levels that you can, recall back on.
Yeah, I mean, so in Lake Elsinore, I really like enjoy like the best part about Lake Elsinore is how close it is to a lot of stuff. Like most people don't realize that. When I was in Lake Elsinore, there's a few times we go down to Padres games, and San Diego's like only an hour away, so that was pretty cool. There's also a lot of cool stuff around like Lake Elsinore, like Temecula or Menifee. We might go shopping. Honestly, you don't want to do too much active stuff because you want to relax, but that's kind of the stuff we do. Fort Wayne, it's like your typical like Midwest city. Like it's a nice city, and it's you can like stay within the city, and there's a lot to do there. So we could ride scooters through the city and pick out places to eat or go do an escape room or do something cool. And then San Antonio, so the Mission's like stadium's a little bit outside of like downtown, but downtown San Antonio is gorgeous. They have this river walk that pretty much runs through the city with a bunch of restaurants and like a bunch of cool stuff to do right there, which is honestly one of the coolest things this year. Also, when I was in Fort Wayne, I drove over to Chicago for the first time and got to witness that city, which is gorgeous as well.
Good for you, bro. Good. You should
Yeah.
be taking advantage of this, man. It's part of your journey, man.
Yeah.
Playing professional baseball. Who cares? You should be trying to see all kinds of cool things.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the thing. Like I was in Fort Wayne for the All-Star break, and I didn't get a chance to go home, so I was like, you know what? I've never been to Chicago. Like, let me go see what it's all about. And I rode on a boat tour through the city. Went out to different places. Went to the Bean and all that. It was really cool.
Tight. Do you have how's your connection with some of your friends that you've had early on in life, as far as like little leagues and like high school, up until right now, as far as your professional career goes? Like, you still hold on to those friendships?
Yeah, definitely. It was actually funny the other night. I went out in the city and saw tons of my old buddies. It's always cool, seeing what they're doing now. I'm not as close as I used to be with them, but we still hang out and share stories, and we all want to stay lifelong friends. And then I don't know, like they're a bunch of good guys. It's always funny just to see what they're doing now. So.
If Grand Pauley wasn't playing professional baseball, what would Grand Pauley be doing?
I'd probably be on Wall Street or something.
Wall Street.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to do. I want to get into, either like private equity or something along those lines, like some sort of investment banking. I was fortunate enough to get drafted and live out a childhood dream, which is even cooler. So that's where I'm at now. If I retire early or whatever happens, that's the backup.
For sure. I mean, childhood dreams are nice, and you're living your dream. With that being said, like, what are some of your childhood like fans that you looked up to, as far as like players and or maybe like an all-time player you would want to play with?
Yeah. So being from Atlanta, I was a huge Braves fan, and kind of growing up for me, it was Chipper Jones, then later on Freddie Freeman. So like those two guys were probably my like idols growing up. Chipper Jones being a switch hitting third baseman, I was like, oh, that's the coolest thing ever. And then Freddie Freeman, I just love the way he plays and his swing and everything. So those are probably two guys.
That's tight. I got a chance to be at Chipper Jones' Hall of Fame induction when he was there. I got a chance to be there.
It's sweet.
Chipper Jones, man, all time.
Yeah, huge fan.
That's tight. You never met him yet?
No, I haven't. I wish.
God willing, you never know.
I got his autograph somewhere, I think.
Keep that. Okay, another plug I want to try to incorporate with opportunities in the future. Favorite meal, favorite go-to restaurant. You mentioned restaurant. Does any restaurants stick to the top of your mind regarding your season? Like, you have to, you're a Chipotle guy. You're a Chipotle every day, bro.
Yeah. So like the lunch was Chipotle a lot. It's just easy.
Every day.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. But then like dinner, sometimes maybe like a Texas Roadhouse. I feel like we got that a lot. That was probably the go-to dinner. Get a nice steak and some mashed potatoes and I don't even know. A lot of good stuff.
Coffee or tea?
Ooh, coffee. 100%.
How do you take your coffee?
Black.
Let's go. Hot or cold?
Depends on the day. In the winter hot. In the summer cold.
if you're grinding hot no matter what.
Yeah.
um, so players you love too, Chipper Jones. We talked about that. Who would you like want to play with most as far as like a teammate? Does any sport, any sport?
Oh, that's a good question. Hmm. Well, I mean, I would say Tom Brady, but he just retired.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
He's the GOAT, bro. So you're a Patriots fan, or you were?
No, I wasn't. No, I didn't want to be a bandwagon. They were too good. I'm a Rams fan.
What?
Yeah.
Why? St. Louis?
No. So, so, so growing up, I hated the Falcons. I don't know why. I just like couldn't really stand their fans. Like
What?
I don't know. I wasn't a Falcons fan. I couldn't.
You can
And
do it.
so, and then I had to like pick a team, but I didn't want to be a bandwagon. So at the time the Rams were really bad. And I just decided to become a Rams fan. And then they ended up winning a Super Bowl a couple years ago. So
So
pretty cool.
you've been a Rams fan since like Kurt Warner days.
Yeah.
Okay, like Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner.
Yep.
Like, you're a fun team. Is that me or you?
That was definitely me.
Thank God. I would not know how to stop that.
I don't know how I stopped it either. I think my speaker just gave out for a second.
Talking about Kurt Warner.
Oh man, that was crazy.
So Serve First is something that I'm focused on right now, right?
Yeah.
And I know we talked about behind backstage earlier. What is Serve First really? What is it really doing? What is it meant to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Like tell me what you mean. Like Serve First. Like what do you mean?
Well, bro, it's we talked about this every day during the season. It's like you got to find a way to serve others. Like there's always the right time to do the right thing for someone else. Always. Before you serve someone else, you got to take time to serve yourself as well.
Yeah.
And that's putting the work in. Before you start your day. How you process, how you compartmentalize, how you process and go about your business. Not many people, at least that I know, really take the time to plan out their day before it actually happens. And like, when I leave the house and go to the fields, I've already done so many things leading up to that where I'm like excited to meet somebody, excited to share somebody, like something that I can do for them. And it's a contagious feeling. And I know when you guys get to the yard, you guys like, I can't wait to go find something else I can do.
Yeah, and like that's sick. Like that is what it's all about. Like that's even how you build like tighter connections with people, is because when you go out of your way, to do something you don't have to do, like that means more than just doing it because you have to. So it's like it's just a different like mindset, really.
It's almost like it was installed with me because like I started working for the Padres at 17 years old, and I was thrown into like the major league locker room without any baseball experience, and it was like this is awkward, like I don't play baseball and I'm in a big league locker room. How do I fit in?
Were you scared?
Scared? Me scared? Scared of what? Phil Nevin, Trevor Hoffman, Ryan Klesko, Rondell White, like these future Hall of Famers? No. I wasn't scared. I was just like aware. I was very aware that someone didn't play baseball, and that was me. But I soon grown to like find my way with like just trying to be an asset around the locker room.
Yeah.
As a clubhouse attendant slash clubby or bat boy, I was in a position where I could just naturally be myself and truly try to help somebody else off the field because that was my job.
Yeah. No, I mean that's sick.
It was a real like nice way for me to maneuver through my life, because looking back at it, 21 years and working in pro baseball, I'm pretty thankful for the people I've met, the connections I made, and all the things that I've learned from other like-minded people that are professional athletes.
So you wouldn't change a thing over those past 21 years?
I would not change a thing. That's tough, man. I don't know. I gambled on. I bet on me, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
I left the big league locker room to go pursue a minor league career.
That's your personality, man. You love it. Like you love driving. You love working towards something. So it's awesome.
Thank you for saying that. I do love working towards something. I love a challenge for sure.
Yeah, that's just you.
Well, my first season of minor league baseball was in 2010 in Fort Wayne. So you've been to Fort Wayne this year.
Yeah.
Beautiful stadium, right?
Oh yeah, it was gorgeous.
Atmosphere electric, right?
Yeah.
The vibes, the fan base, unreal.
Yeah.
They thought, like, I remember my first year there, they literally didn't know that the Tin Caps were not in Major League Baseball. They thought the Tin Caps were a Major League Baseball team.
Wow.
And that was back in
That
2010.
was low A, right?
That was low at the time, and it was 1 year new the stadium because before the what's it called, Parkview Field?
Yeah, Parkview.
Before Parkview, they played down the street in like kind of a different area, not as nice. And it was called the Wizards or something, the Coliseum or something.
Yeah, it is the Wizards because we wore their jerseys this year.
Like a throwback.
Yeah, like a little throwback jersey.
Sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking back at this whole like transition and like the being around the environment with the ball players like yourself. The serve first mentality has just been like kind of installed in me within being in your guys' environment. You know, like if you're gonna be in a situation, like always try to put yourself, in a position to, serve in any kind of capacity, any kind of way. And there's certain buckets you can't fill enough of, that effort and attitude and good positive energy.
I mean, you fill them all, so you got nothing to worry about.
Oh my goodness. I know there's a couple things that I want to kind of like get you to kind of share because I do go around to like certain like underserved like communities and talk to kids who are like, not as fortunate as others and try to share with them resources that I'm around. So like right now, if you can share maybe some Graham Pauley tips for success.
Tips for success. So number one, I would say that like you need to figure out like if you need it from within or you need it from without. So like what I mean by that is like I'm a person who's very self-motivated. Like I don't need someone, on my back telling me what to do. I still accept it and I love my friends, motivating me and everything like that, but like I need it to come from within. And I think that's what's led to my success in pro ball. And then when I say with that, I mean like does that need to come from an outside source? Does that motivation that want to succeed, does that come from someone else, such as your buddy that maybe you need to work out with in order to, lift any weight because you're just not motivated from within self. And that's all right, but you need to figure out like, can you do it by yourself or do you need someone else? And then take advantage of the people around you if you need someone else, because there are people who are probably working towards the same goals as you, and that's how you succeed is when either you push yourself or you have a group of guys that all push each other, and that's my keys to success.
Well, how do you ask for help?
You got to find the right person. So like I'm a guy that even though I'm motivated from within, like I love bringing people along with me. Like I love pushing someone else. And like I think people see that and they're very open to, come up and ask me whatever because they know that, I'm that type of person that wants other people to succeed as well. So like you got to find the right people that are chasing the same goals and, want the best for you. And I think that's the key.
Surround yourself with good people. Never not a bad thing to say.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who has been one of your most influential people in your life?
Oh man, I gotta say my parents, honestly. Like they've done so much for me since I've been young. I was playing 3 different sports, so I was getting drove around everywhere. No matter the time of year, because I was always in season for something. Just feeding me when I'm home, doing so much. that help me out whenever I need it. But they're always a call away, and that's a really like safe place to be in mentally. Just knowing that they're always there for you, and that has really helped me.
Shout out mom and dad.
Yeah.
Speaking of self-motivation, that's self-care is a big thing. There's something on the Grand Pauley special for self-care that you do once a week, once a month, once a year, once a day.
I normally do this pretty frequently, but like the sauna, like I love the sauna, just for like both mental and like physical, like health and cleanliness. Like I feel just better after I get out of the sauna, and that helps me relax.
I like the sauna too, dog.
Yeah.
I shave in the sauna. I shave my head in the sauna.
Really?
Yeah. In the dark.
I love the
sauna. Is Grandpa playing any pickup basketball lately?
No, not really. I need to. No. I need to get back in the gym shape.
Well, maybe that's another thing we can put on the to-do list. Maybe like a charity, like 3-point contest or something.
Charity knockout.
Yeah, knockout.
I mean, something.
Anything around basketball and competition, I'm down for.
Yeah, same.
Free throw contest.
That works too.
I'm gonna dominate you for sure. I think.
If I get back in form, I don't know.
Bro, it just takes mindset. I guarantee you,
Bro.
Without any practice, you can go out there and compete.
Yeah. That's what it looks like.
That's what it is, man. So serve first, we all know, kind of briefly more along the lines of like putting others before self, finding a way to use your platform to bring people together through sports. That's something that I'm going to continue to connect with you guys with as you guys go along your journey. So like next season, you're going to be wherever you're at. I'm going to touch basing with you. I'm going to find some underserved families and underserved communities, and we're going to make it possible to bring them out. Not just bring them out to a baseball game, but also be part of an experience to help create and spark a core memory.
Yeah.
That's one of my passions, believe it or not, is helping these families in these tough times kind of alleviate the pressures of family time. And I know with the participation and the players that I work with, and you guys included, we would be like in a good place to do our part in this world using sports. Serve first, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So be ready. Next year, we're going to be talking quite frequently as far as connecting with some families. I'll do all the heavy lifting, bro. I got it. I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll make sure to put on the pass list.
I know you will.
Because it's important. This game, that's something I'm humbled to be reminded of as well. I wouldn't have a job for a couple of reasons without the players, without the sport, and but most importantly, without the fans. So like we got to just continue to do our part with what little way we can, and with everyone else in the world doing their part, it just makes this journey that much more enjoyable for us when we look back. Because when we look back at our relationships and the sport and the game, we're going to see that we did more than just play a sport. We help families.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
So, Graham, bro, you serve first with me. I appreciate you as always. You're a beast, dog. You know that. You're a beast.
So are you. Thank you.
KC 17, Philly 14. We got time to finish the fourth quarter. You're on the East Coast, right? You're in Georgia?
Yeah.
So it's like 10:30 over there?
Yeah, it's like 10:37.
Yikes. Well, 10:30 is a little late for my time. But I do appreciate you staying up for us and hanging out, vibing out. Get you back on the show. We'll talk about some community inclusion and enrichment events that we'll host. I'll make it convenient for you guys. So I'll do it in Peoria or San Diego or even in Georgia if I have to go out there.
Sweet.
But thanks again, dog. Hit me up anytime. Let me know how I can serve you. Let your family know I said hi, please. And
of course. Thank you. You're the best, man. Thank you for letting me come on here. Awesome.
Bro, you're hot, bro. You're the minor league player of the year. Let's go. That's tight.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff.
Bro, if I was minor league player of the year, everybody would know it. All right, I think we're done, man. 35 minutes, we're 5 minutes over. Graham, anything you want to say to the folks, to the 75 people watching?
Thank you, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Merry Christmas. Spend time with the family, and have a safe holidays.
I'll echo that. Happy holidays. Happy Thanksgiving. Safe travels. Good vibes. All right, I think we're all done here. Nolan, thanks as always for engineering in the background. Do your thing. Graham, Pauley, showing much love. Always bringing good energy. Sharing a little bit about his why and his family. And we have a good show next week. A great show next week with one of our Serve First athletes. Look forward to seeing you guys there. And have a good, again, holiday. Bye-bye. Bobby!